Texas and Mexico coastlines.
And we'll talk about Alex here in 1 second, because it could eventually be a factor for us. But you guys got off to a rough start today. Let's go ahead and start with, we get this picture in from Chris Dreyer, saw the fire, right? So we get there, and if you were looking even from about anywhere in Albuquerque, if you looked over to the west side, a rough situation.
Scary.
Yeah, then we go to Academy, which we start to see the floods. So I'm beginning to think, are we going to have a real issue here? I'm checking things, and now you go to Los Chavez. I think we're going to be all right.
All's well that ends well.
Yeah, that's right. For now, we're good. All right, double rainbow in Los Chavez. Beautiful stuff here. And, boy, we really needed the rain today. We've gone about 53 days earlier this month and then throughout May not receiving significant precipitation. And today was really the first day we did really well for rain, getting over a ½ inch across most of the area. So that is good news for us. What we've got right now is a temperature of 63 degrees in the metro area. West-northwest winds at 5 miles an hour. It's a new thing we're trying here, putting currents over radar with nothing on it. It's new. Nobody's doing it, and now I know why.
Very good.
Now, there you go. All right, as far as what's happening to the north, 50s and 60s for us, 70s around Cortez, 72 in Farmington, down to the south, 60s and 70s as well. Looking at satellite and radar, we were pretty active throughout central and western sections of the state today. As you can see across the east, not much went down for us today. I do think that's going to start to change tomorrow. And really the overall pattern for us over the next, say, 3 to 4 days will be the fact that we have enough moisture across the state. We've pushed it in, and it is sitting across New Mexico. So essentially what will happen is there's a high sitting over us, but there's nice moisture underneath that. So what we'll get is plenty of storms underneath this high. Now, the impact of the high pressure is that it doesn't allow for the storms to move quickly. So we see what we saw today, which is slow-moving storms and the possibility of some isolated flooding. And then by the time we hit the end of the work week, into the weekend, we start to watch Alex. Now, right now, I think the way this is shaking out, Alex is probably not going to be a huge deal for us because most likely it's going to miss. But it is the possibility, as we look at this tracks, it goes through parts of Texas and it could well end up curling up into parts of New Mexico, especially the south here over the weekend. However, the more likely scenario is a little trough digging down here and pushing that moisture and keeping it in Texas. So I think the odds are we're going to avoid that moisture, but knowing what Dolly did a few years ago in Ruidoso, we're going to watch this throughout the rest of the week. We'll keep you posted, but for now, it's looking good for us to avoid that heavy, big-time moisture down south. 80s and 90s across the four corners for tomorrow. 7-day forecast, Durango and Farmington. Both looks pretty good. 80s and 90s with a spot storm possible each day. Across the south and west, scattered storms for tomorrow. 81 Silver City, 88 in TRC, and 89 in Socorro. Southeastern New Mexico didn't have much going on today. A little better shot at some scattered storms for tomorrow. 86 Roswell, 87 in Fort Sumner. And your Roswell extended forecast really throughout the work week. We'll continue to see that chance of showers. The biggest relief from Roswell will be the fact that you're not going to have those high 90s this week. 86 in Springer, 84 in Raton, 78 in Las Vegas with scattered storms in the afternoon, and the mountains will help to fire thunderstorms in the afternoon tomorrow as well, with temperatures in the 70s and 80s. Santa Fe, a very comfortable 82 tomorrow and 80 on Wednesday with those scattered thunderstorms around East Mountains. We fired up some storms today. We'll have that chance again for tomorrow. And then finally, right here in the metro area today, those storms just blew up on us in the mid-afternoon hours. I don't think we're going to see that kind of performance of the storms tomorrow, but still, a scattered storm will remain possible throughout most of the work week. Good news on this front, too. Look at those temperatures. Actually pretty comfortable.
Nice.
Helpful to have that extra moisture.
We had pea-sized hail. I should have sent you a photo of that.
Yeah,
I
you didn't.
let you down.
Yes,
Sorry.
you did.
All right, thanks, Mark.
You bet.
Sports is next.
It's the Perfect Time sales event going on now, only at Karl Malone Toyota and Larry H. Miller American Toyota. The two